Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the format where you can play anything you want and compete. And luckily, dark decks are the best because nothing hits those in particular. Speaking of dark decks, let's talk about Sky Striker, where Ray is Bay. Let's go ahead and look at some pros and cons of playing Striker in this format and decide whether we should even bother with a profile at all. Starting with the cons. Not too terrible. Let's look at the pros. All right, so seems like a no-brainer to me. Let's go ahead and jump on in to this deck profile. But first, I've been taking a look at some of the stats, and only 3% of you guys that are watching are subscribed. So if you're not, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me. I'm trying to hit 500 subs by the end of this month so that I can unlock the community tab to interact with you guys and get some of your opinions and see what you guys would like to see covered. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump on in to the profile of the best deck, the best rogue choice of the format. Okay, so if you must play Sky Striker this format, this is how I would do it. Go ahead and show you the main, which is 40 cards, and the extra, which is 15, of course. And I do have one spicy tech at the end of the main deck, so make sure you stick around for that. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump on in. So, starting with the main, it's a little bit different than usual Sky Strikers, I'd say. You do have to play a few things to even contend with the meta, and therefore you have to play some things to incorporate them, but you'll go ahead and see what I'm talking about. So, starting off with the standard, the 3 Ray, 2 Rose, nothing much changing here. I wouldn't play an extra Rose any reason because of Bystials or anything. It's just, yeah, you gotta see them. And we do have linkage now, so it's a little bit more consistent to see a starter, so that's good. Moving on to the hand trap lineup. I'm playing two Skullmeister. I think Skullmeister is very strong in this format. It hits pretty much anything in the tier matchup, especially the shufflers, the Ishizu shufflers, so that's really good. It hits Nimble Angler in Spright. Doesn't really do anything in Floowandereeze, but at least you can normal summon it and beat over a statue. If you have something else like linkage or hornet drones, and you just want to get over the barrier statue, you can always normal summon the Meister. So moving on, we have 2 copies of Effect Veiler. These are the 4 standard hand traps I'm playing. There's not going to be very many, but yeah, just the 2 Veilers is good in Spright against Gigantic because people are setting up Carrot nowadays to stop Imperm rather than setting up red. So that's good. It's good against Floowandereeze, of course. Good against Kikalos, whatever. And for all the same reasons, Imperm is going to be in the main. I think it's the best hand trap. It's generically the best. It's good if you draw it as your 6th card. All that good stuff. And then the last hand traps. Of course, we got to do it. We got to play the Bystials. So we're playing 3 Magnamut, 3 Druid Swarm. In order to compete, you just have to play these. In order to have any chance against tier, you have to open some Bystials. So it's kind of good. They're also good because they both serve as hand traps and as cost for some of your spell cards that require cost. So it's not all bad. I know they do go to your main monster zone, but you can get rid of them with some use. For example, Druid Swarm, if you send away with Area 0 or multi-roll, you can get the Druid Swarm pop. Magnamut refills your hand for like cost for droplet or for linkage or whatever you need. They're just really good at card advantage, and that's what Sky Striker is all about, and therefore I don't see any real problem playing these. You know, it conflicts a little bit, but I think the power they bring is worth it. So yeah, these are the non-spell cards, 18 in total, I believe. So with that, we'll go ahead and get into the spells, the meat of the deck, and the, I guess, places for tech cards. And while talking about that, I will say the ulti rays are quite nice. I have 2 of my 3, so excited to pick up the rest. Onto the spells, we have, of course, the striker stuff. The 1-ofs, 1 engage, 1 multi-roll, 1 hornet drones. I am back on multi-roll, actually. I was off it for a while and going second list because it doesn't really help you break boards too much, but you got to get rid of those Bystials. So it's good. Plus, you know, you need to actually get some card advantage going on in this kind of format where just everything is just so high speed. Your only chance is to actually resolve stuff like multi-roll a couple times. The other 1-ofs I'm playing, are Afterburners and Area 0. I'm usually a fan of 2 Afterburners, but only 1 in this format. It's just so bad against Tear. Yeah, we don't need it. And then Area 0. It's good to get rid of the Bystials. You can play 2 if you want. I just don't think so. We need to make room for other stuff. Speaking of other stuff, 3 copies of Linkage. So Linkage is a way to get into your extra deck if you don't open any of your Rays or Roses. So good card to have. Just keep in mind it does work like Droplet. So you may be thinking, as I originally thought, because I didn't realize what was going on, that, you know, getting rid of a card as cost is expensive. But you can send a card you've already activated. For example, activate Afterburner, chain Linkage, send the Afterburner that is resolving. So that's pretty strong, and just something to keep in mind. It's the only real way to get value out of Linkage. 3 Widow Anchor, don't need to explain much. 2 Shark Cannon, I'm back onto 2. It's just good, going second even against the Tear name, since Tear plays on your turn. It's good against Spright, chaining to whatever elf is bringing back, or, you know, getting rid of their toad somehow is kind of nice. So yeah, those are the Striker spells. Kind of standard, I think, at this point in Striker. I guess the only new thing is Linkage, but you know, there's not a whole lot of flexibility in the Striker spell lineup. On to the other spells, the remaining power spells of the deck. We're going to be playing 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet. So usually you either play Droplet or Hand Traps. Except this time our Hand Traps work with Droplet because you can, you know, they summon themselves to the field. Talking about the Bystials, of course. And then you can send them with Droplet afterwards. So you get double value out of that, so that's pretty good. You have to get rid of the Bystials anyway to use your Striker spells, so I just think Droplet has a lot of synergy, and I like the card a lot. 3 talents, 3 copies of talents. Talents very good. Not much to say about that. Everyone's activating monster effects on your turn, and just talents resolving in Striker is extremely good. Having spells in the grave and just drawing, or, you know, taking monsters to link climb. Pretty sweet. Onto the last cards of the deck. 1 copy of Rhoda to search Ray, of course. 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. Okay, I think Cosmic Cyclone is perfectly mainable in this format. Especially in a deck like Striker, where you want to simplify the game state. I would gladly trade, you know, 1-for-1 Cyclone for Smashers, or Cyclone for Map, or Cyclone for Sulik. You know, I don't want to deal with that crap. I'm happy to get rid of it and just simplify the game state. Alright, and the last card I'm playing, Spicy Tech. Spicy Tech time. I'm playing 1 copy of DDR, Different Dimension Reincarnation. This can either bring back your Ray that they've Bystialed, and it will go back to the graveyard, which is kind of nice. You can bring back your own Magnamot to search. You can bring back your own Druis Worm, and then link it off and send something. So you know, no matter what you're doing or bringing back with this card, you will go plus. I know it has a discard cost, so, you know, the plus, basically it has, the cost is mitigated. So it's just a one of. It's not searchable. I mean, it is, but this deck cannot search it. It's just something fun, something to spice it up. I think playing some fun spell cards in Striker is what Striker is all about. So yeah, that's the main deck. 40 cards, I believe. Either 40 or 41, but I'm pretty sure it's 40. Let me know what you guys think of this tech. I thought it was a pretty neat idea. So, moving on to the extra. Extra is kind of standard, but we're going to go through it anyway. 3 Kagari, it's the best one. Got to play 3. 3 Shizuku. I'm back onto 3 Shiz just because of Linkage. Linkage locks you into Striker links, so we got to have enough to use all of them. 2 Hayate still, 1 Kaina still, but we're on 2 Zeke now. So 2 Zeke, again, because Linkage locks you into Striker links. If you Linkage into a link 1 and then steal your opponent's monster, you have to be able to do something with it. So we have to be able to make Zeke, and I want to be able to do that at least twice. And then the last 4 cards, so these are kind of flexible. Well, 2 of them are. 2 of them are pretty staple, I think. The staples are Dark, so good. Stealing Bystials, stealing Magnamut to search your own Bystials is kind of nice. And then I'm playing 2 other Charmers. I'm playing a Win just to link climb against Floowandereeze or steal a Baron to Floor if that comes up. Playing 1 Asa to force out Shufflers or to also link climb against Earth decks. Not a whole lot to say about that. I don't know. And then Access Code is the goal of link climbing in this deck. Not playing Selene because it's too weak to Bystials or any hand trap, I think, this format, just because everyone's prepared to counter Selene. So I'd rather just go into these guys and hope to make a link 4 on my own. You can switch them out. You can play the rank 6 if you want. I forget what it's called. The one that's good against tier. You can play... I don't know. You can play whatever you want. But this is what I'm going with for my extra deck. Yeah. Some things I chose not to play. Soraneer and Lubellion and the branded spell. It's just too much. Too bricky, I think. So I decided to go another direction. Not playing Theory on Regulus, even though I love the idea of playing Regulus in Strikers. In practice, it's just not great against breaking boards or anything. Now playing Prosperity, there's nothing I really want to search or dig for. I don't know. Prosperity is, hit or miss. I think maybe actually because some of these cards are kind of dead, like Win or Asa, you could play a couple Prosperity, maybe 2. Not bad. But yeah, think about that. It's up to you. Yeah, this is the list. If you have to play Striker, this is what I would do. Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying. And we'll catch you guys in the next one for some different spicy deck profiles coming up.